Good morning. So I went fishing this morning and I thought I would do something that I've been thinking about for a while now, is that I wanted spot lock for a really long time. I forgot my sunglasses, by the way, and the sun's right in my face, but it was very expensive. And I have an older boat and an old Trex is really heavy. I'll go into some more weights and information later, but what I ended up buying, and hang on, let me flip this around, was a Minn Kota Terrova. So this is a kind of a takeoff of the power drive, but it's a much cheaper option. This is only 55-pound thrust, 12 volt, but again, we've got an 18-foot old bass boat. So, and it's not wired for 24 and so forth. But I wanted to kind of show you the good parts about it and why I went with it. And, you know, obviously the money savings was big, but first of all, it does have really nice foot pedal, and the nice part about this is it's really lightweight, it's thin, so even though I don't have a recessed tray, it is pretty easy to use because it's maybe 2 inches high at the very most. The other part is this one does not auto deploy like the Ulterra does, but it's pretty easy. I mean, like, if I want to pull it up, I mean, just literally just pull it up, or, you know, I mean, for shallow water, but if you flip this down, I really need 2 hands to do this, but you can do it with your foot. You can see, just one-handed, it just comes right up and stows, and we're ready to go. So, and then to put it down, you press this. I mean, I might be able to do it with one hand if I can hold that down. It's pretty easy. Don't have my GoPro today, so just doing this with my phone. You can see it just slides down. So, a couple different ways to use it. You have arrows on the bottom of the foot pedal. You've also got, you know, your button here to make it actually go. I have a pretty low speed right now. So, you know, the price is really nice, especially considering the weight. I will go into a little more about the bracket that it's sitting on momentarily, but you know, the disadvantages of this trailer motor is you do need that bracket if your trailer won't agree with how far out it has to stick out. So the shaft is supposed to be at least 1 inch away from the boat. Mine's a little more than that because of the bracket. When I had it set at being 1 inch away from the boat, when it would come off the trailer, I would get the front of the trailer motor bracket hitting the roller. So that is an MK50, I believe, bracket, and I tap the hole. As you can see, it's really a quick release bracket, but I didn't want to take the trailer motor off, so I tapped another hole so I can undo this and slide it back. Like I said, I'll go into that more in a minute. The other disadvantage is it is a little slower than like an old Trex when it comes to turning. Not a whole lot, but you know, like a moment ago I was hung, and I had to work my way up underneath those trees, and the key is get the boat moving forward where you want it to go, and then before you get to the bank, go ahead and turn it around. Oh, I gotta wait for it to catch on its axis there. There we go. And sometimes when you put it down, it does that too. But so now we're ready that if we were to get up in there, we need to get out quick, hit our button and go. But it does have all the features of the Ulterra and the Ultrex. It will sync up with a Humminbird Helix to follow contour lines. It also has the hand control. So right now I'm going over to that boat ramp, a little current brake and some grass and some riprap. So I'm going to use this to drive us there. But the biggest thing is, if you watch any of my other videos, I fish with my kids a lot and stuff, is that spot lock is worth it. I don't know if I could ever have a boat without it.
This video is painful. I recorded all of this a second ago, like 5 minutes of me talking about these, and it did not save. So let's do it again. So I'm going to start at the bottom down here and try to go through these pretty quickly. I have the model numbers here, the price, weight, pounds of thrust, pros and cons. So first of all, the Motor Guide XI3. This one comes in at around $1,200. It weighs 43 pounds and it has 55 pounds of thrust at 12 volts. So this is good for kayaks, as you wouldn't need a foot pedal. it does not come with a foot pedal, as I have over here as a con. The foot pedal is about $200. That leads me to kind of a question about this next pricing, and I'll get there in a second. The foot pedal is wireless, which is pretty cool. Once again, we'll get up here to that. The XI3 does have spot lock. It is required for our comparison, and I really considered this trolling motor. I think at the time it was a little bit more. It was closer to the price of the Terrova, so I think it was a couple $100 more. They brought out the XI5. It's $15.79. The best I could tell, it weighs 55 pounds, so a little bit heavier. I have found a 55-pound thrust model that's 12 volts. It does include the wireless foot pedal. And I did want to mention that the XI5 markets this 2-blade prop design as being the best thing ever, and the XI3 markets this 3-blade prop design as being great. So I don't know which is better. If anybody out there has had both, let me know. But the only thing I'm concerned about, and by the way, it's really cool that it has a wireless foot pedal. I'm a little worried about the reliability of connecting, though. There's so many Bluetooth devices, my phone, my watch, etc. I'm worried there could be some interference. But if you have it and have great luck with it, let me know. I'm not in the market for a trolling motor, but I would like to be able to tell other people that that's a good trolling motor. So, Minn Kota Terrova, this is the one that I have. It's $15.99. So a little more than the XI5. Again, on the XI5, XI3, the remote that I found was around, the foot pedal was around $200. So I don't know why there's such a price difference there, but the Terrova is just a little bit more. You are paying a little bit more, I think, for the Minn Kota name, which has been the king the last few years. But it only weighs 35 pounds. That was a big selling point to me. 55 pounds of thrust at 12 volts. It comes with a remote and a wired foot pedal. It's also, like I said, very lightweight. The foot pedal is wired, but it does have a really long wire on it, so you can move it around a lot of places if you like. It does take a little bit of getting used to with the motor drive, so just a heads up, if you're going with any of these 4 trolling motors, the motor drive does take some getting used to, but once you learn it, it just kind of becomes what you do. Alright, so the Minn Kota Terrova, my dad has this trolling motor. It's $23.99. It weighs 70 pounds, has 80 pounds of thrust. It does have a higher thrust option available, I believe. But this is the one with the auto deploy. So if you have, if you're launching by yourself a lot, this awesome feature. I've used it a few times myself. People at the boat ramp kind of stop what they're doing and watch you do it. So if you also have health concerns, lifting, especially these top 3, you see the weights up here, can be a little challenging. I don't think that the Terrova is that difficult to launch, but you are bending over and over water. So if you have any doubts at all about your ability to deploy any of these, this is a great option. And also, my concern along the same line, though, is how long would that auto deploy work? I believe there's some type of screw in there that turns with the motor that actually makes it go down, but I'm not sure how exactly it works. But, for the average person, it'd probably be fine for a few years. So motor drive steering, again, something you have to get used to if you come from a traditional trolling motor with a cable steer. So the Garmin Force, this one is $3,099. We're taking a huge step up. This is a cable steer trolling motor. It weighs 90 pounds. From what I can tell, it's only available 100 pounds of thrust. Very powerful trolling motor. It's only available in 24 or 36 volts. They are new to the trolling motor market, so I don't know what the longevity will be yet. It is very heavy and it's very expensive. Expensive, though, relative to the Lowrance Ghost. Only a little bit more, I guess, once you're spending this much. If you want a Lowrance, a couple $100 more, it's not a big deal. I did find 84.5 pounds on this one. Was not very clear on the thrust. So I don't know if they sell a 97 and a 120, but it was phrased more as like a dash. So maybe they're saying that it can do in any of these based on batteries. But it has great reviews, lots of power. Not a great option for a smaller boat, in my opinion. They are also new to the market, similar to Garmin. Lastly, I kind of have the king of trolling motors, in my opinion. This is the Minn Kota Ultrax. It's coming in at $23.99 for a trolling motor that weighs 90 pounds and puts out 80 pounds of thrust. So, as I said, kind of the king. It is the benchmark. It's reliable and it's tested. It's very heavy and probably not great for small boats, in my opinion, such as my boat. But, if you have a 19 or 20-foot bass boat, it probably will be fine with any of these top 3. Being 90 pounds, 84 pounds, and 90 pounds, they are a little bit tough to lift and to deploy if you're not used to that. But, also great trolling motor. It just didn't really work out for what I wanted. All right, but thank you guys for checking out this comparison.